Welcome to Post Game Gossip, where nothing goes unsaid and nothing is off limits. This is your backstage pass to the unfiltered, behind-the-scenes conversations. From wild dating disasters to jaw-dropping relationship revelations, we're diving deep into the raw truth about love, lust, and everything in between. It's like your favorite locker room chat, but for your love life. The drama, the laughs, the lessons, it's all happening right here. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's get into it. Welcome to Post Game Gossip. All right, here we are. Welcome, Corinthian, to the podcast. Thanks so much for being here, all the way from Atlanta. So we got to give the people a little introduction about yourself. Entrepreneur, business owner, fitness coach, content creator, and then also recently last year, a reality star from Sneaky Links on Netflix.
Reality star from Sneaky Links on Netflix. That's my side quest. That was my side quest. For sure, side quest.
That's quite the rap sheet.
That's right.
No, you're doing well for yourself. But explain, a lot of people in Europe, like I'm in Switzerland, so a lot of people in Europe probably don't know about Sneaky Links as much as in the States and like North America. So explain the premise a little bit about the show and like what your role was in it.
All right. So the premise of the show was, one, we all think we're just going on a regular reality dating show. And once we get there, we end up having other people that come onto the show that you either were already hooking up with or have hooked up with. So that's where the term sneaky link came from. Now, me, I got lucky. I didn't have a sneaky link. I was like a bombshell. So I know you guys know what Love Island is. So I was your bombshell. I got to come in as a bombshell. Actually, because I don't know what I would have did if I had a sneaky link. That would have been wild.
So you would have had one.
It's possible. Trust me.
Might have been one.
In hindsight, they definitely hit up a few girls in my life that they were trying to get on the show. And because I found out after effect, they was like, yeah, I got hit up for that. And I was like, thank God you said no. Thank God you said no.
Bombshell feels like it's definitely a better position to be in than being the original crew, for sure.
Honestly, compared to everybody else, yes.
So you were the one that was able to get things messy.
Something like that. It was fun. You know, I got to come in and just shake things up. I'm a disruptor by nature though. So I'm not meant to fit in any system. I come disrupt the system, elevate the system, and give you what you need to be.
There you go.
So that's
perfect for a Netflix show. Amazing. How do you feel like your life has changed like since you've been on that show? Because I know you being like a content creator and fitness coach, do you feel like that boosted your business a little bit as well?
I feel like, of course, I got the notoriety from just social media. I mean, my DMs went insane. I definitely got a nice little boost in following. If my whole Instagram like audience flipped like completely. So I think my Instagram audience was like 45% women, 55% men. And then after the show came out, my audience is now like 75% women, 25% men. So it's been a very interesting transition. From a business perspective, actually, people will come up to me. They come pull up on me or they walk up on me and say, hey, I know you from that show. That happens here and there. But I wouldn't say that it actually increased my business too much, just more so notoriety.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Well, that's always nice too. 75% women now. Okay, that should make dating a little easier or harder. I don't know.
No, that definitely makes dating harder. 75% does not make dating easier. It makes it very, very difficult, actually.
Why do you think that? Is that just because you have so much access to different people now that are just sliding in your DMs all the time?
Too much access, too many options. That's literally what makes dating hard for me. I told one of my best friends that like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, bro, I have too many options and too much access. This is like really difficult. This is actually exhausting. Like super exhausting.
That comes along with commitment, right? So like, do you feel like you have commitment issues because of the access or does it just go hand in hand?
Ooh, that's a good question. Never thought about it like that. I don't think I have an issue, but I think that there is a level. All right, I will say I have a slight issue with it. Let me be honest with myself.
Okay.
I got to be honest with myself. You feel me?
Yeah.
Got to be honest with myself. The access and options definitely it makes it hard because I could be doing this one day and then I meet this person next day. Moving around and being in the industry that I'm in, I'm in the nightlife and hospitality industry. So I meet people every day. And then content creating, I just, like I said, meet people every day. My DMs go crazy every day. A little hidden folder that you never open. Yeah, that folder's crazy.
Well, we're gonna dive into that one a little later.
We'll dive into that one.
We need some
I figure we would.
clarification of that. But I feel like we're always looking for that new shiny thing, right? And then before
Yeah,
coming on this podcast, I actually just read that within the next 5 years, people at the age of 25 to 45 are actually 50% of them are going to be single, which is like crazy to think because if you go back to our parents'
that makes
era, like
sense.
everyone was married, right?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
they didn't have that access. But currently, we're always looking for that shiny new object to see what could be better.
It's funny you say that because my parents have been married for 34 years. All my aunts and uncles have been married for 30 plus years, and it's like 10 of them. They literally all been married for 30 plus years. But there's this like meme or this creator on Instagram. He posted this not too long ago, and I thought this was hilarious. He was just like, I was talking to my grandpa, and grandpa was like, well, I don't understand how you're not married, son. He said, well, you married grandma in like 1912. Like, you didn't have nobody jumping in grandma's DMs saying,
Facts.
come fly to Turks and Caicos. Like, grandma only knew like 9 guys her whole
Yeah,
life.
true.
You know what I'm saying? And even for me, like I went to high school without social media. I only knew what I had access to like physically. Then I get to like my college years and I'm like, I know what girls in Timbuktu are doing.
Yeah.
And that just changes the game. It's like, I mean, literally, I get DMs from all over the world. You know what I'm saying? I had a girl DM me from Malta. I don't even know where Malta is. I literally told her, I said, baby, I don't even know where that is. Like, I have no idea where that
Let me
is.
grab that map.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, can you like let me pull out a globe real quick, spin it real quick, and just point and figure out where we land. So, but I think that does make it harder. I think social media gives and the internet gives so much access to the world. I actually think that it's more of a crutch than a benefit. I think it makes it harder for dating because it also gives people a whole lot of unrealistic expectations. You are living this life in this city, in this state, or where this country, wherever you are, and you're living in this reality. But because you see that reality over there from somebody else, you feel like that's attainable or available to you. And a lot of times it's not. And it goes for both ways, women and
Yeah.
men.
Yeah. Yeah, and most of it is fake. I mean, Drake even raps about it, how people will
Yeah,
go
for
on
sure.
a trip and then post that all year long, and it looks like they're always on the go when it literally was maybe
It's
3
like the
weeks of their
same
life.
6 days.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, I definitely get that. And, yeah, it's a tough world out there, and I can imagine it's even worse for people like you that are actually active on social media and getting DMs all the time. So, I don't wanna say I feel for you because I don't feel bad for you, but, like, it
Why
must be hard
not?
because you
Come
got
on,
the
help me out here.
options.
Help a brother out.
No, you get to choose commitment and you can choose an option and stick to it. Whereas
I
some
mean, you're
people
right.
are,
I can.
just struggling and they can't find anyone that like not even one person that matches them.
But it's not, but see, that has nothing to do with their access and their options. That has to do with their unrealistic expectations.
Okay.
And like, I'm obviously, you guys know, I'm huge into fitness, right? So, like, I look at and this is no all due respect. I see women on social media every day that are saying, "I want a guy who's 6 foot plus and he, works out every day, has a phenomenal physique, man of God, makes good money." I'm like, well, first of all, you're looking for the 1% of the world. Like, just being over 6 feet and fit physique is like the 1% of all men in the world. Oh, then they got to make over six figures. In America, that's literally the 1% of all men out here, right? But then those same women go out, party, drink, eat like shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't match up, but they have these unrealistic expectations that this is what they deserve and this is what they're supposed to have and this is what they can demand and expect. But you're not even being the person that you expect to have, which doesn't
Facts.
make any sense. You kind of have to have the qualities that you're looking for. You can't ask me for a quality that you're not bringing either. That doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
But then I feel like the women that are in that like 1% that are also making a lot of money, eating healthy, hitting the gym, staying out of the clubs, I feel like they're quiet about things and they're not out here hitting up men in DMs and all that kind of stuff. So like how do you find them? You
I
know?
mean, it's all about where you go. I'm actually kind of big on that. Like I'm kind of big on like where I go, where I hang out, the type of people I like to be around. That has a lot to do with it when it comes to that. It's just about where you choose to go. So if you want to be in the clubs and stuff all day, if you're hanging out, if your go-to hangout is the club or the bar or wherever the case may be, then that's what you're gonna find. But if you decide that you want to go hang out, I don't know, at the Four Seasons bar at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday, you'll be utterly surprised at who you gonna meet. It'll be completely different vibes. And then you realize, like, oh, this is where they are.
Yeah,
You're like, oh,
true.
this is where they are. I know this because I've done this.
But that makes it even harder for you because you said you're in that business, that, like, nightlife business. So, if
Yeah.
you are meeting girls that you might see them and you think, "Okay, they're beautiful," you hit it off with them, but if
Mhm.
that's what they're doing every single weekend, is that then a turn off for you?
I think at a point in my career, I've been in the hospitality industry for 11 years. I've been an owner at my bar in Buckhead for 4.5 years. So at this point in my career, I've kind of gained the maturity level of understanding that I can't do nothing with you, girl. Like I meet beautiful women every day. And honestly, I'm very big. I say this to women all the time. Like, baby, you're beautiful, but I can't do nothing with you. Like, it's okay. And it's okay. We can be cool, but I can't do nothing with you. So like I don't get caught up in the oh, she's so beautiful. It's like Diamond doesn't go out. I live in Atlanta. All you gotta do is go outside, throw a rock in any direction, and you're gonna hit three beautiful women at the very least. And the ratio of women to men here is crazy. So at least for me and my reality, I think I like to maintain a level of discipline too. So the women that I'm looking to date are not the women that I'm meeting out. So when I am out and I am in those environments and I do meet women, I'm not looking to date them. You know what I'm saying? I like for example, I could be in the gym or grocery store, or the farmer's market, or in other environments or healthier environments. And I'm more likely to pursue women in those environments than I am in a nightlife establishment.
Yeah. I mean, I was in Atlanta once and I had an interview at Georgia Tech. And I remember staying there for 4 days and I just went outside and there were like these old style cars that were going up and down and girls twerking on it. And it was like at 2 p.m. in a park. And I just thought, this
Yeah.
is a wild, wild lifestyle in Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta is different. Nobody has a job. Everybody has money. We have traffic 24 hours a day. It's
It's
crazy
insane.
work. The
Yeah,
A
that
is
is
a
insane.
different. We always say Atlanta's not a real place, AKA Gotham City.
Okay, there we go. So for anyone that ever wants to travel there, it's a fun weekend, but maybe not to stay.
No, you can say it though. Hey, we love the A. We got because we have real culture here. Our culture here is amazing. Like unlike no other place. There's not another city in the country that has the culture Atlanta has. So we pride ourselves on that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, would you date someone that admitted they watched the show and liked you because of it? So let's say a girl DMs you and they're like, "Hey, I saw you on the show and I really liked your vibe." Would you actually think of going on a date with them?
She had the qualities that I was looking for. Yeah, why not? I mean, the exposure brought us together. That's not her fault. You know what I'm saying? It's not her fault. At the end
But
of
yeah,
the day,
you
yeah, I wouldn't
can't
have a
figure
problem with
out those
that.
qualities over like one DM or a chat, right? So you'd have to be
Yeah,
open
no.
to
So
that.
like, yeah, you have to have the baseline qualities that make me eat. One, say I'm gonna open this DM. Two, maybe say I'm gonna actually respond. And then three, like the conversation gotta make sense. Like I said, I opened a few out of all the 1,500 DMs I got. There were a few
Okay.
I was like, well, I'm gonna open this one. I'm gonna open this one. So there was a few. Ironically, I actually did meet a girl who happened to be friends with one of my friends. Randomly, I just so happened to pull up to say happy birthday at like their birthday gathering. And she was like, whoa, I never thought I would meet you in person. I saw on the show that you said you're from Atlanta, and I never would expect to meet you, let alone you're my close friend's boyfriend's best friend.
Yeah.
So, and it was cool. Say we hit it off, we chopped it out. It didn't necessarily work out so much, but at the same time, like that scenario actually has happened to me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with it because long as the conversation and the vibe, right? I mean, I'd
Then
be
why
stupid
not?
not to. Yeah,
Yeah,
why
true.
not?
I mean, we talked a little bit about this on like the shallow dating culture right now, but do you think people are
Yeah.
afraid of commitment or do you think that they're afraid of choosing the wrong person for the rest of their life?
I think it's a combination of both. If you're gonna force me to pick one though,
No one's forcing you.
no one is forcing you. But like, are you are people afraid of commitment, or are people afraid of choosing the wrong person for the rest of their life? I think that we live in such a microwave society that less people are worried about choosing the wrong person because people jump in and out of stuff all the time nowadays. So I think they're more afraid of the commitment. So like I said, access, access and options. So, access and options, I think they're more afraid of a commitment.
Yeah, because you can make it work with someone if you guys are, sharing the same values and you're on that same level with a bunch of different things,
Absolutely.
you can make it work,
Absolutely.
but you just have to make sure that you're committed to not turn your head and look at the next shiny thing coming through,
Absolutely.
for sure. But, the show talks a lot about, like, casual dating versus real relationships. I mean, Sneaky Links is all about the casual hookups, right? So,
Literally.
why do you think people have casual hookups, and for like some of them people on the show had it for like 2 3 years, but they never actually committed to them. Like, what do you
Mhm.
think taught you being on that show on real relationships versus casual dating?
I think sneaky links ultimately allow people to have their cake and eat it too, honestly. Because it's kind of like, yeah, think about it. Like, if I got a sneaky link, I can date someone seriously and do it the right way. And I don't have the pressure because if I do want to hook up, I have someone I could just call and go do that. Like, so I think that sneaky links allow people, they just allow people to have their cake and eat it too. And then a lot of people don't know what they want. A lot of people don't
It
know
can
what they
get
want. Our
messy
society
though.
moves too fast.
If
Absolutely gets
you're
messy.
I mean, some of them being in a 2 3 year sneaky link situationship, like for me
Yeah.
that's a full on relationship. Like, you're not going to go out dating someone else if you have that already on the side, cuz they
This,
say that there's no
they do
emotional
it all the time.
contact. Really?
But that's not true. People do it all the time. People do it all the time.
But I
Trust me,
feel like
we've
you get emotionally involved in
yeah.
that.
No,
So
not
how
all
can
the
you
time.
open yourself up?
Story time. Oh, I would say from the time I was in high school, graduated high school till about realistically about 2020, 2021. Let's sound yeah, about 2020, 2021. I had a situation like a situationship ongoing. The problem, what I will say is it's different for men and women. So for me as a man, you're like, there's no emotional attachment? No, it wasn't that hard. No, there's no emotional attachment. I don't really
I
like you
feel
for
like
real. And
that's
I have no problem
fake.
telling you that. But then on the women's side, it's like they'll say the same thing, but I went through several periods and several situations with that same person of how they were upset that, well, why don't you want me? Why don't you really like me for real? Et cetera, et cetera. And I'm just like, I mean, yeah, we've been doing this for a long time, but like we already established in the beginning that this was just for fun. And I didn't see anything, amounting from it. And for me, I'm a little bit more disciplined in that aspect to the point where like if I don't think I can build nothing with you, then I won't allow myself to open up in a way that allows you to get close to me as if I were. That's just me personally. I don't think that, and I know some women who do it phenomenally, but I don't know many women. I know some women that can do the same thing, but I don't know many.
Yeah. I feel like you have to be very secure though, and you can't have ego get
Absolutely,
the best of you, because imagine if I had a sneaky link and then he just says, "Well, the only reason I don't wanna commit to you is because I don't see anything with you in your future." So it means that I have missing pieces that you are looking for in somebody else, but everything else I'm good for,
that's pretty
right? So
much how
that
that
means
goes.
I'm not the whole package, which is an ego trip at the end of the day.
Ego trip
Somebody
for the
telling you you're
guy,
not no, for the girl, somebody telling you you're not good
for
enough.
sure, for sure. But it can be. It just has to be presented properly. I do believe in presenting these types of things properly, though. At the end of the day, like you got to present it properly. Don't be an asshole about it. But at the end of the day, we all know the truth hurts sometimes. Because I've been told, look, I've been on that end of this other stick too, where I've been told like, this is cool, but like you're missing these qualities, Corinthian, that I really will look for. And instead of me getting upset or feeling some type of way about it, I'm the type of person who sat back and analyzed myself and figured out what am I lacking that's causing this reaction? And I never want to feel like this again. So let me take the steps and and work on myself so I could be in a position where I'll never feel like that again. So I get it. But like it also takes a certain, like you said, it takes a certain level of security with yourself, and a certain level of humility with yourself that you have.
Yeah. So maybe it's the people that are confident that can have that type of relationship versus people that have a lot of
Yeah,
work to do that they can't.
basically.
Yeah. All right. We dissected that one. What is something that you look for in a life partner? And are you even looking for a life partner? I mean, you're
Yeah,
turning
I come from
35 this year.
hey, let's not
Okay,
swing that.
34. Let's stick to 34. Let's
I
relax.
mean, I'm still turning 35. Let's just not, tell the world. Let's not remind everybody. Nah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, of course. I'm definitely looking for a life partner. I come from that type of upbringing, that type of background. I still believe in the nuclear family. So that's something that I actually genuinely want for me in my life. I want to build legacy. I want to change generation. I want to break generational curses personally. So yeah, for me, it's definitely something I am looking for.
What are the values that you're looking for in somebody else for them not to just be a sneaky link, but to be the actual whole package?
For me, it's definitely my biggest one is that you have to have a growth mindset. You definitely have to have a growth mindset. I'm a person who wakes up every day looking to be better than I was the day before. I'm always going to keep growing. So I need someone who kind of has who kind of has some of those same values. We definitely have to be aligned spiritually, for sure, and morally. We definitely have to be aligned spiritually, morally. In addition to those things, just other values. I like a woman who's patient, disciplined, accountable, understands how to trust the process, you know, things like that. So those are just some of the things I look for in a woman.
Yeah. Amazing. What's your motto going into 2026 for dating that you're leaving behind in 2025?
My motto going
I
to
mean, I can share
2025.
mine. Mine is
Sure, what's yours? What's yours? I'm
if
curious.
you have no consistency, you get no access.
No
So
consistency, no access.
I used
That's
to
a good one.
believe that, hey, it's okay if a girl is always the first one to reach out, to pick up their phone, to FaceTime, to
Mhm.
call, organize dates, to do all these things. But I mean, it's gotten me nowhere. So this year, it's if they don't show the consistency, then they don't get the access.
All right, I'll give you two. One, and this is like a general one for me. Effort is free. That's number one. Effort is free. Effort costs us nothing. So effort goes a long way with me. So that's one. And then secondly, honestly, I don't know. I think, and I was on a date recently and I had a conversation and we were talking about some of my non negotiables. And I gave my top three and I was like, there's a fourth one in there that I've been leaning towards that I think I'm going to go ahead and make official. I need someone who has a fit lifestyle or someone who works out consistently and it has nothing to do with the physicality or fit their physical appearance. It has nothing to do with that, So, because you're an athlete, right?
Was retired
Yeah,
now.
you're
Yeah.
yeah, you're a retired athlete. Hey, once an athlete, always an athlete. Don't do yourself like that. You know what I'm saying? But you're an athlete, right? So you understand that like that when you're doing that, when you're training, or if you're consistently training or working out every day, that means that there's a lot of life skills that you learn to build. You learn to build, like I said, discipline, accountability, patience, understanding how to trust the process, build a certain security with yourself. And because I'm looking for some of those qualities, those are just the things that I know you're going to have if you are on that journey with yourself
Yeah.
at the
I like
same
that.
time. And then
I
for
like
me and
that.
my lifestyle as an entrepreneur, I need someone who understands all of those things because that's also my life outside of my fitness. You know what I'm saying? That is my life. I have to be patient to do what I'm doing. I have to be disciplined to do what I'm doing. I have to be accountable to do what I do.
Yeah.
And I need someone who understands those things. Because if you don't, I've been in relationships where the other person did not understand those things and it was a disaster. So for me, that's one of those. So those are two things I'm taking going in. Effort is free, and where the muscle mommy's at.
I love it. I mean, for you too, I feel like you can't I mean, you were speaking about like 1,500 DMs coming out of the show or more than that.
Yeah,
I mean, you need to have somebody that can trust you too, that's not gonna sit there and go through your phone and
yeah,
because I am a strong believer that if somebody does go through your phone, you're always gonna find something. Something's not gonna click
sure,
with you and you're not gonna agree with something.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
you're gonna need someone super trustworthy that,
And also
doesn't
never
need
going
all
through my
that.
phone, but yeah,
I was just so
like if you
I was talking to
ask
a friend
me,
the other day about that,
cool.
and he basically said he was just like, "Oh, so would you let your partner go through your phone?" And I said, "If his phone is dead and he needs to Google something, sure, go crazy. But if
That's
he
not
wants
going through
my
your phone. That's
no,
looking something
exactly.
up. That's the
If
difference.
he wants my password to like sift through IG and Facebook or whatever it is,
No,
then
they're
it's a
insecure.
no. I'm out. Yeah.
It's because they're insecure. Like I need someone. Me, that's another thing that's like a big deal for me. I didn't ask to be born. Okay, I didn't wake up and say, "Hey, God, make me look this way." You know, give me this big personality. I thank God every day for it, but at the same time, it's like I didn't ask. So, and I say that to say, like, I need someone who's secure with the person that they're dealing with when they're dealing with me. I do have a big personality. I am a socialite. I am going to attract conversation everywhere I go. I know people everywhere I go. I was in New York City a couple months ago, literally just walking down 51st Street, literally just walking down the street. And someone yells my name, "Yo, Corinthian, what up?" Mind you, I hadn't been in New York in 8 years. It was a New York, it was an NYPD officer who I used to work with 8 years ago. Like
Yeah,
I
that's
can't get
crazy.
away from people I know no matter where I go. So for me, I need someone who's secure in understanding that like this is the reality of my life. And you have to be secure with that because I can't go back and forth with you every day because, oh, why did this person hit you up, or why are you talking to this person, or who is that? Or I can't do that. Like I'm just gonna check out and leave. Like I can't deal with it. Like I
Yeah.
refuse.
Yeah, to validate yourself every single day or to validate the other person is insanely tiring.
Yeah, that's entire.
So what is, the wildest DMs that you have received since, coming off that show? Let's see how
The
thirsty these women
wildest,
really are, or men. Are there men in your DMs too?
unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah, they get blocked. They get blocked. They for sure get blocked. They get blocked real fast.
All of
I
them?
don't even
Some
have
just
time.
maybe just wanna be your
Yes.
friend.
I don't give a shit. I don't need friends. I have plenty. I'm good. I don't give a shit. I need friends. I don't need no more friends. I'm good.
Okay.
But from the women though, some of the crazy wildest DMs I've gotten, sheesh. I had a girl offer to pay me to sleep with her. Yeah, in my DMs. She definitely did. Sent me audition videos and everything. Like, and it's so funny because I was like in the gym with my boy and I just so happens like, who is this? And I opened the DM and said, oh shit. I was just
So
like,
she was auditioning for you to
sweet.
come.
Yeah, and I was like, swear, hell no, that's crazy. Like, and for me, like, and this let me tell you the type of person I am. I'm big in psychology. I continue the conversation for the sole purpose of like, I just want to know what compels you and why do you think this way? Like, I literally, and I even told her, she said, well, if you didn't want it, you wouldn't be entertaining me. I said, honestly, I just really, really want to know how your brain works.
Yeah.
Like, I really just want to know, like, how do you think this way? And how are you even comfortable in coming up with doing this? Like, what happened to you? Like, what did you go through in life that brought you to this point where you can just hop in somebody's DM so forwardly? Like, that shit's crazy.
I
I thought
mean,
only
she was
guys did that
definitely
to
on the
women.
wrong app. Should have been on OnlyFans on that one.
Yeah, she should have been on OnlyFans for sure. Definitely on the wrong app, but I was like, I'm good. I'm cool on that. She got blocked too, actually, because she got on my
Damn.
nerves.
So these
Yeah,
women be thirsty over you, huh?
women are kind of thirsty. Yeah, I've been
Maybe
offered
that
to
is
fly to
because so
different
many are single.
countries. Yeah, I've been offered to fly to different countries and just women and like no disrespect to any of them. I know y'all are all beautiful in your own right. But it's just kind of crazy like how bold or expectations. It's so crazy it goes back to that because I look at it, I'm just like when I look at certain people DMs, it's just like, yo, I want to know if we could start dating or if we could talk and da da da. And then I look and I'm just like, you have a really unrealistic expectation here.
So
Like,
are they
okay.
just offering to date you just because of what they have seen on social media and maybe Netflix, and then they create this whole persona out of you and
Basically,
think, "Okay, I could do that."
Basically, I also think that on the show, like I think I was painted very well. Like I was painted very true to who I am
Okay, I
on
was
the
gonna say
show.
better?
Like no, not better than who I am. I think I was just painted well or closer to like my actual personality. Like I don't know if you watched the show, right?
Yeah, I watched a couple episodes.
Watched a couple episodes. So like me, I'm very chill. Like I'm actually very chill. I'm very nonchalant. I don't like to do too much all the time. Saying there's a different side of me that likes to have fun. Don't get it twisted, but I'm just very, very chill. I was raised right. I'm respectful. Like I respect women. I'm emotionally mature. I'm kind of emotionally intelligent. I was also the oldest person on the show. So for me, that also like, I personally felt a great disconnect from a lot of the men and women because I just found myself talking to myself in conversations with them. It's just like, you not even ready to deal with me. And I can't diminish my thought process to deal with you either. So
Yeah.
I think that the way I carry myself, I think that it's a last of a dying breed type of feel effect, to be honest. You know, my parents raised me to be a masculine man. They remain, like I said, I still believe in a nuclear family. I'm old school. My dad's 72 years old. So for me, I got an old soul when it comes to dating and how relationships are supposed to go. I'm old school thinking. I don't resonate with the new school way of thinking, and I believe that we're last of a dying breed when it comes to that. So I think that becomes very very attractive because I have a more traditional approach, to dating, or I'm more of a traditional man per se.
Yeah, for sure. No, I can see that. It
Yeah,
is a dying breed. I can tell you that for sure.
amen.
Okay, we have a little game coming up for people that have
A little
actually
game.
submitted questions
People actually
online.
submitted questions. I'm actually a little bit flattered that people even went out their way to ask me questions. All right, let's see what
Exactly.
they're talking about.
So we
What
actually
they talking
had like
about?
over 50 questions, so I picked like my top
50
10.
questions for me?
Yeah, but
Sheesh.
I'm not
That's
gonna put
cool.
you through all that. Don't worry.
It's okay.
But questions with Corinthian. Here we go.
Questions with Corinthian. All right, let's go.
Has the show changed your perception of dating?
Has the show changed my perception of dating at all? I would say it made me understand more the gaps in emotional intelligence and maturity that really exists in the dating. Yeah. It emphasized the gaps in emotional maturity and most emotional intelligence.
I can see that for sure. I mean, especially since you just said you were the oldest on the show as well. That would make
Yeah.
sense. Okay, next one. How different is the experience in real life versus what we see on screen?
Well, baby, this is real life is like 1,000 times better. You'll love it here. Favorite place in the world. Like I'm a whole character personality. Like, yeah.
But like the
Like
show
you get
too,
more
right?
from me on
Because
social media than
how
you
much
probably would in the show.
yeah, I get that. But how long were you there for? Like how many days?
2.5 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
Two,
And you
between
also
like two and a
said
half weeks.
you
And
guys
you're
are
filming
filming
6 days a week.
constantly. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 days a week, sun up, sundown, all day,
So,
every
I
day.
mean, we don't get to see that much. I think the shows are what, like an hour long and there's what, 10 episodes maybe?
There's a lot y'all didn't see. So much, so much that you guys didn't see. But me personally, no shade. I think that production could have done a better job of like giving us something to do. Cause we spent a lot of time by that pool. We spent so much time by the pool. I literally got the best tan of my life. I literally became completely bronzed. Well, literally, because we spend so much time by the pool. So I think if we had like more activities, more interactive activities or dates and stuff like that, other than us just hanging out by the pool all day, I think if they did a little bit more of that, I think that it would have given more insight, more personality from everybody. It would have created more situations. Like if there were just more dates in general, I was fortunate. I got to go on two different one-on-one dates. You know what I'm saying? And that was only two. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not even a lot considering when you're together all day every day. So
Yeah. I mean, then there's also a part of the show where you get to call someone at night, right? Where you were part of that then
yeah.
as well. So
Yeah, of
you get
course.
to pick up your phone and you get to call somebody and then no one knows that you saw them that night.
There was calls that were made that you guys were not aware of. They didn't put every call on there from everybody. Like we all probably made calls that they didn't air.
Yeah, that's true. Did you ever okay, this is gonna be spicy. Did you ever call someone and then they said or they didn't pick up because they were already with someone else?
Yeah. Yeah. I also make calls like I'm always like the type of person that just kind of have I'm a fuck it, let's see what happens type of person too sometimes. But there was calls I was like, I'm gonna just make this call and say, roll the dice, let's see what happens. I made a couple of those too. Like, let me just roll the dice and see what happens.
How'd that work out
Literally.
for you?
It didn't. It's okay. Because I'm gonna
Amazing.
be honest. Can I be honest? Like in hindsight, like after everything didn't work out with Zoe, like I was just kind of like, I'm just here.
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
just here to have a good time at this point. Let's make it fun.
I mean,
Let's just make it fun at this point.
that was another question actually. What if no one there is your type? Do you force it or do you leave the show?
You can you could leave the show if you wanted to. Me personally, I mean, I went through this entire process for 9 months preparing for this show. The whole casting process literally took almost a year. So for me, I was just like, you know what? I'm here. I'm just gonna make the best of it and just I'm gonna be a little bit more open minded. And let's say this person's not my type. Like the second girl I dated, Nicole S, she's not really my type. You know, dope girl, awesome person, love her to death. But like not really my type. But like I was just like, I'll be open minded, and you never know what'll happen. You know what I'm saying? Like especially because I live in Atlanta and everybody in the show is from all over the country. So it's like I got to see different people with different mindsets and different perspectives and different upbringings. So I just decided I'm gonna stay open minded and let's just make the best of the time that we're here and stay as long as we can.
But I feel like that's also a thing that I've seen on other shows like Love Island or I mean, not really Love is Blind because that's blind, but other shows where it's like if you kind of you don't force yourself to connect with people that you typically wouldn't, but
Hmm.
you kind of do and you test it and then you leave the mansion or you leave the show and then you continue trying to date them, but then you're actually
Hmm.
getting access to the people that are your type. Aren't you just going to drop the
Hmm.
person that you've been building a relationship with because typically that's not actually what you go for?
I mean, it's possible. I'm not gonna say it's not. I see it happen all the time. I saw people leave the show and let it fizzle. We have people leave the show and keep rocking with each other for a period of time. Like, I mean, of course it's possible. It's just kind of specific to the individual in that aspect. Like me personally, no, I mean, I didn't continue to pursue anybody from the show afterwards. You know, we linked back up after the show came out. Yeah, I think from the time we filmed to the time the show came out, that was a whole year. So when we all linked back up, for me, it was just these are just cool, dope people that I had a unique experience with, like that, experience that we're all gonna share that most people would never have the opportunity to share. And, I love them for it. I love them, there's some of them I am still connected to, I still talk to. You know what I'm saying? Me and Lulu are still actually really, really close. She actually works with me in my business. Well, that was actually an interesting situation in general, though. Like when Lulu came onto the show, that was just an interesting situation because they didn't like that was like one of the biggest piece of drama from the show that they didn't even air. I've
Yeah, what
known
happened?
Lulu's. I grew up with her whole family. I remember she was
Okay.
like 7 years old. Yeah, like I grew up with her older sisters. Like literally, I hung out with two of her sisters a couple weeks before I even went on the show. You know what I'm saying? So when they brought her on, I'm just like, this is kind of like crazy. But and that whole moment was like TV worthy because I flipped out. Like I literally flipped out, cursed out production. It was hilarious. Like it was kind of hilarious. But yeah, so I'm still pretty connected. Like me and Brandon are still cool. That's my dog. Me and Manny are still cool. We talk every now and then. And then of course, me and Lulu, we talk a little bit more frequently than that.
Yeah. Amazing. I mean, yeah, I could see that that would bond you together. It's such a different experience and being together
Yeah.
24/7 for that long and not doing anything and just being forced into like conversations all day long. I could understand how you get that close.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, another one.
Let's do it.
Things are more challenging when you're up against a clock. So does that cloud your judgment or change the decision process knowing you only have a few weeks to start dating someone?
Absolutely. And if you watch the show, you'll know that from the time I got in there, I was on a 1 day clock of making a connection with somebody. It was kind of like I had to go for what I know and go for what, organically off the bat clicks instead of even trying to like establish and build with somebody else. That's kind of how it started off with Zoe. Like I just had to, I was only going to be there for a day or I was told I could go home that same day, or it was the same day, next day, or something like that. And so it was kind of like, all right, establish a connection here. And it was just like, okay, well, let me just lock this in. This is vibing. I just got to lock in on this vibe, because if not, I might be out of here. So I didn't want to be a one hit quit. So I was just like, I was like,
Yeah.
let me just kind of lock in on something and just, be myself and lock in. So yeah, it
So
definitely
how did
changes your
that
judgment.
work? So you came on the show and then you started talking to Zoe and then she had to decide if she wanted to keep you around or not? Okay. 'Cause she
Yeah,
was dating
basically.
someone else at the time already, right? Or talking
Yeah.
to someone.
Yeah, she was already talking to somebody, but she had to decide whether she was gonna keep me around or not. And I don't usually allow those type of options to be had. No one gets to decide whether they're gonna keep me around or not. I don't really move like that. In life, you're either doing the leveraging or you're being leveraged, and I'm always doing the leveraging. I'm not here to be leveraged. That's just
Okay.
me.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess your whole Your whole life on the show was based on her choosing you or not, so
Basically. And I was just, that just didn't sit right with me. You know, they even asked me after like she chose Travis, they asked me to double back. It's like, you're not gonna go try to fight to get her back? And I'm like,
what?
absolutely not. What? And I'm like, I know I'm chill and I'm very nonchalant and laid back, but like, don't get it twisted. Like, I'm still him. So no, I'm
Yeah.
not doing that.
You're
You
not
know,
gonna
so
go
I'm not
fight
doing
for
that.
someone that didn't choose you.
On national television?
Or
Absolutely not.
any like, even day to day, why would you do that?
And that's exactly, it's funny because those are my exact words for prediction. I was just like, I know y'all don't know me, but in my real life, I would never. Like anybody who knows me knows I would never do that. So I just got to
So
stay true to being
production
myself.
production's giving you these little hints like, "Oh, you could go do that. You could go talk to this person," but they never really
Yeah, they
set an
give you.
agenda.
Yeah, there's no agenda. There's no agenda, or anything like that. Like, they'll throw stuff out there. Create situations or attempt to create situations, but reality is real. The reality TV is real. Like all that is real. Now, how they cut it up, that's on them. But like this, what's real is real.
Yeah, because they can paint you in a different light if it's filming all day long, but you're only getting to see 10 episodes. They could make you look like a villain if
They
they cut
could.
the right clips.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you said you got a great edit, so that's good for you.
Yeah, I got good.
Thank God. Okay, next question. Was it harder being vulnerable knowing cameras were around you 24/7?
So for me, no, only because that wasn't my first reality show.
What was your first one?
I did another dating show in 2022 called Queen's Court on Peacock. So for me, no, it wasn't. It wasn't really that hard to be vulnerable, and at the same time, I don't know. Like I'm very confident in who I am. So I just it doesn't matter. Like I'm gonna be unapologetically myself at all times. So I
I
don't
mean, I
even
feel like
I
that's
don't
what you
care.
want. That's what you want in
Yeah,
reality TV.
yeah. You want somebody who's gonna be themselves no matter what? Like I just don't care.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
amazing. Did you apply or did you get recruited for the show? I think you touched on that a little bit, but walk us through
Yeah,
that
no,
process a
I
little bit.
was recruited. I did not apply. I've never applied to any reality show. But I was actually recruited. They actually jumped in my DMs. They asked me, hey, do you think you'd be a good fit for this show? It's gonna be on Netflix. It's done by this production company. Would you be interested in, going through the casting process? Actually, at the time, I had automation in my DMs. So they were actually talking to my automation for like 2 days before I actually looked at it. I was like, oh, this is real. Let me actually respond to this as myself.
Yeah.
But that's how my casting process started. So no, I didn't apply. I got recruited.
So, but how many people get recruited to a show like that? So let's say 20 make it. How many do they actually reach out to?
I couldn't tell you, honestly. I'm not sure. Like I know for Love Island, because they're produced the same company, by the same like they're produced by the same production
People.
company.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I know that like they might have 10 people on Love Island, but there are like 20, 25 that actually fly out or something to that effect. For our show, I don't think we had it that much. I think it was because it was the first season, it was a little bit more specific and streamlined. But who knows how many people they actually reached out to before they narrowed it down? Because you got to think, I mean, if they found and said, I wanted these 8 main characters and 9 main characters, you're also looking for 8 or 9 sneaky links for those characters too. So it's like, I think the most we had in the house or in the motel at one time was 16 of us.
16.
Yeah, 16 was like the most they had of us in the motel at the same time. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I've seen videos of people, they'll say, "Oh, I'm gonna go try out or audition for Love Island." Thousands of people there trying to get into Love Island, but they're probably already casted in full, right? They just do that for
I think that's a
money
marketing
or
stunt.
yeah.
I think it's a marketing stunt.
Yeah, it must be. Maybe it's like 20 bucks
I
to
think it is.
audition or
I'm not sure.
something.
I have no, it's free. But I just personally think because I know what the casting process is like. So it's like they're not just picking you off the street and say, okay, cool, you're going on a show. Like the casting process is extensive. Like I said, it took 9 months of back and forth and different psychiatrist calls. You have to meet the psychiatrist. You have to go through different screenings. Like it's a lot going on. Like there's a lot of back and forth. You got a lot of interviews. with different producers and stuff like that. So it's an extensive process, and I went through that process with both shows that I was on. So like I know that's this extensive process. So in my opinion, I think the casting calls for like shows like Love Island and stuff like that. I think they might find one or two people every time they do it that they're like, we might want this person. But me personally, I think it's a marketing ploy. From a business standpoint, it's a good market. It's great marketing.
So you said you go through psychiatry calls or psychiatrist calls and stuff? Because I feel
Yeah.
like if you watch Love is Blind, like I watch quite a bit of reality TV, but there are some crazies on those shows. Like, how do they
Now I
pass
don't know
that?
about the other shows. I don't know about the other shows.
Okay.
I know my first show, I didn't have to go through the whole psychiatrist calls and stuff like that. But for the Netflix show, we definitely did. I don't know if that was just a Netflix requirement thing, but like when I used to talk to Doc, he would just kind of tell me that he's like, bro, I go through tons of these calls and like his job is basically to make sure that you're fit and you're not insane.
Okay. But that
Make
makes for
sure that
good
you're
TV
fit, you're not
too.
gonna crack. It does, but there's boundaries, there's lines. There's
Yeah.
lines for sure.
I guess people are still going on these shows with a common goal, especially Love Island, right? They want to meet their partner.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense. Who is the most exciting person or most popular person that you have met?
Sheesh, that's in general.
Yeah. Or maybe after the show
Are we
or
talking celebrities? Are we talking just individual people?
I'm guessing celebrity. Most
Oh,
popular.
sheesh. Most popular? Goodness gracious. I used to work in film. I'm
Did
in the
you?
Hunger Games. I'm in the Hunger Games.
Wait, what? Which
Yeah.
one?
The second one. I worked with a lot of really dope actors and actresses. So I gotta give you top three.
Okay, let's go.
Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson was amazing just to be around in his presence. He was awesome, just an awesome person. Clint Eastwood, just because
Well,
he's a
that's
legend.
crazy.
Yeah, I worked on a baseball movie called Trouble with the Curve. I worked on that film. I played baseball in that film back in the day. And just to be around a legend, like just a true, true legend was pretty awesome.
Did you get a
And
lot
then
of FaceTime with him then? Or like how does that work when would you be
not
considered
really,
an
because I played
extra?
baseball. Yeah, more like a featured extra because I was one of the main baseball players. That was about it.
Yeah.
So nothing crazy. But just to get to be in his presence on a consistent basis, like for because I was there for like the entire filming of the movie, not just for like a day. So we traveled. They had us traveling to go play or film in different parts of Atlanta or Georgia or whatever, everywhere that they filmed. So it wasn't just once. So it's like I got to be around his presence on a consistent basis for a while. And then just dope people. I meet dope people every day. Meet
So
dope people every
that was
day.
your top 2.
Those are some of my top two, just like celebrities, I per se. It's just so funny. Like my life is a motion picture. So I've actually been fortunate enough to like hang out with some dope people. I mean, I'll give you one that's relevant. I got to hang out with Nick from this past season's Love Island series. I got to hang out with Nick. This was like 3 weeks ago. Like
Nick who?
literally.
Which one? There's so many
The one from the most recent one that dated Landria.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Nick's actually really dope. Dope kid. Super dope kid. Really, really dope kid. So I got to kick it with him like in the past 3 weeks actually. I'm
Amazing.
talking like we just kind of hung out, went to a couple different spots. It was cool.
Nice. Okay. All right. Last one. Might be a little
Let's do it.
controversial, but I think I know your answer already.
I like controversial. Controversial is my thing. I told you I'm a
Would you
disruptor.
would you
Would I date myself? Hell yeah. I told you it's the best thing in the world. Love it here. Favorite place in the world. You're gonna love it here. I love me some me for sure. Yeah, I think
There
I
we
would date
go.
myself. I think I'm a pretty good person to date, actually. I'm a
There you
lover
go.
boy at heart, believe it or not.
If you don't find the next shiny thing.
That was a good comeback. That was a good comeback. But nah, I'm a lover boy at heart. I love heart. So I think I'm a dope person to date.
Perfect. Well, that's all we got for you today.
Well, thank you, Jade. I appreciate you. This has actually been a dope experience. I appreciate you for even considering me. Appreciate you for
Of
having me.
course.
We got to do this again sometime.
I would love
And
that.
then look, I got to come to your side of the world this year. I already told y'all that's what it's on my list of places to go.
I mean, you're gonna be close when you go on your boys' trip.
Yeah, you gotta. Hey, come on, come pull up on me. We're going to the bees.
Ibiza is crazy. That's definitely not party scene is not mine, but
Not yours? Okay, well, my bad.
I mean,
All
it's
right.
all like house. That's like the club scene over there. It's like house music and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's I
I
don't know.
love it. I
Do
love it.
you?
But it's okay. I got, I'm a businessman, so I might have to come to Switzerland too. You know,
Okay, perfect. Well, I guess we'll be seeing you real soon, and we'll be doing an in live
real
podcast.
soon. And we gotta do it in live. Perfect.
There
Thank you,
we go.
Jade. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
All right, talk soon.